Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing in this very labeled box, except for a small label on the top that says NURZVIY, N-U-R-Z-V-I-Y, NURZVIY. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what we got. Okay, let's see what we have. We got a nice piece of styrofoam and the portable power station. And then we have, looks like a box, and let's see what's in the box. The box also has styrofoam and it is looks like a 79 to MC4 connector, 9 to car adapter, 12-volt car adapter, and a power brick. So that is what's in the box. Let's see, first impressions. You know what? I feel like I've seen something like this before, but let's look at the front. It says it's 300 watts. That means it is a 300 watt pure sine wave, and it also has a barrel port, 2 barrel ports that are 5 amps each, 12 volts, and then it has a 10 amp 12 volt car adapter DC port for your cigarette lighter. It also has 3 USB-C ports. It doesn't have on there what they are watted at, so we have no idea just by looking how much power we're going to be able to get out of these. It does have an input for solar panels, and that is rated at 12.6 volts of DC input. And then it also has an Anderson connector, which is also 12 to 26 volts of PV. Let's see, on the side here, we have one AC outlet. That's minimum. That's pretty minimal. I'm surprised that it doesn't have more. And then we have looks like a vent. On the back, we have a light. And then on this side, we have 2 small fans, top and bottom, for air. I'm guessing air outtake, like it blows it out. We'll see once we turn it on. And then the top has a handle that can, lower, so it's nice flat area on top. And it looks like it has a wireless charging pad for your wireless devices. Okay, in the box, it also came with a user manual, and it does say right at the beginning, charge first. Highly recommended to charge the G300 when the battery indicator is less than 20%, and make sure and charge it before first use. So let's go ahead and plug it in right now. One thing I do like is the DC input port is a nice big fat port. It's not a 5521. I believe it's a 70. Yes, it is a 7909, so that's really nice. Let's see, but the AC plug, it outputs 15 volts at 4 amps. So this will charge a unit at 60 watts. So the capacity of this is 265 watt hours. So at 60 watts, you're looking at, 4.5 hours to charge it from AC. So, and that would be optimal conditions. We'll see if the manual says anything about the timing for charging and discharging. Not discharging, but for charging through AC, solar panel, car adapter. We'll look at all that. But let's go ahead and plug it in. And you know what? A lot of people are like, oh, I hate it when they have power bricks because it's just one more thing you got to carry around. Honestly, I don't mind them because all of the heat that is associated with this conversion stays outside of the unit. So you don't have to worry about all the heat being generated from this being right next to your inverter or right next to other components inside the unit. So that's why I don't mind it too much. And even though they do have a 7909 plug on here, I mean, it's on an 18 gauge wire. So it's kind of an oversized plug for this type of wire. But that's all right. There is a light on the brick displaying that it does have power. And let's plug it in. All right, the display is actually pretty nice. I think the display, it's a liquid crystal display. It does show the state of charge of the battery. It shows it at 53% right now, and the amount of power coming in. And and it shows 52 watts out of this 60 watt power bar. So we are going to go ahead and let this charge up to 100%. My dogs are barking. Can't stand it. Do you hear them? Anyway, I'm going to let this charge up to 100%, and we'll be back when it's finished. Okay, now that this portable power station is charged up to 100%, we're going to go ahead and do an AC capacity test. But before I even start that, I just wanted to show everybody that it is a pure sine wave inverter. You can see it right there. It's a nice clean wave. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and connect up a 100 watt incandescent light bulb. And that way we can kind of see what we could expect from the AC side of this portable solar generator in terms of capacity. So let's go ahead and get all that hooked up. Okay, I have everything for the AC capacity test all ready to go. I have my 100-watt incandescent light, and then I have my watt meter right here, and you can see the voltage coming out of the AC is 114.5 volts. So that's not bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn on this light and see if the voltage drops at all, and then we're going to get a capacity of this. All right, light is on. Yeah, voltage dropped to like 112, 112.4. So there was a slight voltage drop. And so our wattage right now is actually measuring at 87.5 watts coming from this light bulb. So 100 watt light bulb, we're only pulling 87 watts from it. I mean, that would just make it so the light bulb isn't as bright as it would be on a 120 volt, house outlet. But we're going to go ahead and let this run, and we're going to see what our capacity is, and we'll see how long of a time frame it was. Okay, well, the AC capacity test just finished, and so let's see what our numbers are. It looks like our capacity was 239 watt hours. And if you divide 239 by the 265 rated capacity for this device, you have a 90.1% efficiency rate on the AC side. Now that is really good. I'm very impressed with that. That's really good. So I'm going to go ahead and charge this thing back up so we can do a DC capacity test. Okay, so the G300 is now back up to 100%. So let's go ahead and do the DC capacity test. I have the cigarette lighter adapter plugged into the DC output, and it is going down to my ZKE Tech battery tester, which is connected to my laptop right here. We're going to do a 4 amp discharge test. So let's go ahead and get it started. All right, well, it's the next day, and I'm checking out the capacity test for the DC side of the G300, and it's pretty respectable. Let's check it out. All right, you can see right there that the energy that we got from the battery is 236.72 watt hours. And if you divide 236.72 by 265 total capacity, you get a respectable 89.3% efficiency. I have to say that this G300, when it comes to the efficiency of the AC and the DC, is very respectable. One of the best I've seen out of my power stations. I've got to leave for work, unfortunately, but when I come back, we're going to start testing all the ports and the capabilities of this G300. Okay, now that we've got the capacity tests done, and they were pretty respectable, I must say, almost 90% for both of them, we are going to go ahead and just kind of check out some of the other options that this G300 has. The first thing I want to test is to see if the wireless charger does work. So I'm just going to slap my phone on there and see what happens. Got to turn it on. The one thing that I'm not sure if I like is that when you turn the power on, it automatically turns on the DC ports and all the USB ports. There's no separate circuit switch for those ports. It's either the whole unit's on minus the AC, or everything not discharging, but for charging through AC, solar panel, charger. We'll look at all that. But let's go ahead and plug it in. And you know what? A lot of people are like, oh, when they have power bricks, because it's just one more thing. Honestly, I don't mind them, because all of the heat that is associated with this conversion stays outside of the unit. So you don't have to worry about all the heat being generated from this being right next to your inverter components inside the unit. So that's why I don't mind it too much. And even though they do have a 909 plug on here, I mean, it's on an 18 wire, so it's kind of an oversized plug for this type of wire. But that's all right. There is a light on the brick displaying that it does have power, and let's plug it in. All right, the display is actually pretty nice. I think the display, it's a liquid crystal display. It does show the state of charge. It shows it at 53%, right? And yeah, and it shows 52 watts out of this 60 watt power bar. So we are going to go ahead and let this charge up to 100%. My dogs are barking. working. Can't stand it. Anyway, I'm gonna let this charge up to 100% and we'll be back when it's finished. Okay, now that this portable power station is charged up to 100%, we're gonna do an AC capacity test. But before I even start that, I just wanted to show everybody that it is a pure sine wave right there. It's a nice clean wave. So I'm gonna go ahead and connect up a 100-watt incandescent light bulb, and that way we can kind of see what we could expect from the AC side of this